Hi, I'm Creston, and in this tutorial we're going to cover doing a PostgreSQL restore when you're using pgreceivewal. This tutorial assumes you already have streaming replication and pgreceivewal set up and running. If not, I suggest reviewing the tutorials in the show notes below. First, we're going to go over a few slides that cover some concepts, and then we're going to jump in the command line to show you how it's done. All right, let's get started with PostgreSQL restore when using pgreceivewal. So pgreceivewal streams WAL files to a dedicated server using streaming replication. So this is a way for you to archive your WAL files without having to do it on your master database. You can use for example, a replication slot and do it. Now, when you need to restore your database, you're going to need to know how you want to handle these WAL files. Particularly, you need to know how to handle the partial files and how they work. So this is the exercise that we're going to run through. First, we're going to have a primary database cluster called main, a replica database cluster called replica, and an archiver running using pgreceivewal. We're going to back up the main database cluster, and then we're going to shut it down and destroy it. Then we're going to restore the main cluster such that both the replica and the archiver are still in sync with it. And to do that, we're going to need to know about these partial WAL files and how to work with them. So let's jump into the live example. Okay, for this tutorial, I'm going to be using PostgreSQL 10 installed on Ubuntu. Again, I have a primary database cluster called main on port 5432, a replica DB cluster called replica on port 5433. There's an archiver set up and running as well, and there's a test database that exists with a post table and 2 posts in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go to the Postgres user and run this command to just check the contents of the post table. So we see that there are 2 posts in it currently. Now we're going to have essentially an archiver running pgreceivewal using these parameters. You can look at the previous tutorial that discusses how to set up pgreceivewal, or in versions less than 10 of PostgreSQL, pgreceiveXlog. Basically, this specifies the archive log directory, the slot, compression, at least in version 10, and then how to connect to the primary database here. So this is already running in this tab, and we're in verbose mode, so it's communicating as it is finishing each segment that it archives. And then let's check the status of our replication slots as well. So we see we have a replica slot for the replica that is active, and then the archiver slot. Okay, so the first step is to go ahead and back up the database. To do that, I'm using pgbase backup to a tar file. I'm not going to stream it because I want to store it as a, well, number one, I want to send it to gzip to zip it up, but as well, the WAL files are going to be taken from the ones that are produced from pgreceivewal. Okay, that's complete, and WAL segments have been archived. Now the next step, I want to check the archiver directory to see what we have here. So we're on 20. And I want to insert some data after the backup that won't be there when we do the restore. So I'm just inserting 2 more rows, and then I want to make sure that the archiver, yes, it's still on that partial file. So pgreceiveWal streams the WAL files, but if it hasn't received a complete one, the last one it's working on, it lists as partial. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop the database. I'm going to use this user that has sudo permissions. Then I'm going to destroy, so be very careful when you're doing this. This is going to delete everything in the where I am archiving the log files as well as all the main database files. And that directory is empty. And I also want to look at, these are the archive log, the WAL file directories for the main database cluster and pgreceivewal. So I'll take a look at those. So the main is empty, and the archiver still has all of those files in it. Although you notice from where we shut down the main database cluster, it did archive some additional, or at least one additional file here. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is use tar to restore from the gzip file that, or the tar gzip file that we created, and place it back, all those files back in the main database cluster directory. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to take all the files that have been archived in the with pgreceivewal in the archiver directory and place them back in the main database cluster directory. So that's what this copy statement is going to do. Okay, that's done. Now what happens is, as pgreceivewal is streaming the wall, when it doesn't have a complete file, it maintains a partial file of not complete wall files. So if you want to restore back to the latest point in time, you want to go ahead and remove this partial designation and consider this a full wall file. So how you do that is basically do a move command or a rename command to remove this partial suffix. Now, if you don't do this, a replica that you have, or even the pgreceivewal archiver, will have difficulty following the master after restore, because you will be missing part of the wall files that they received. So we'll go ahead and copy that and do that. And then of course, when we're doing a restore, we need a recovery.conf file, and we just need a very simple one. If you're restoring from files. And we'll go ahead and start the main database cluster and check the logs. And we see it runs through starting archive recovery. It goes through the different log files, and basically database system is ready to accept connections. Okay, now we can check and make sure that it has all the posts, not just because we had 2 posts from where we did the backup, as well as the wall files. We inserted 2 more, so we should see 4 posts when we select from this table, and we do. So everything, including the wall files, has been restored. Now let's check the replication slots on the main database cluster. And we see that they're empty, because remember, we had 2 before. We had a replica and then one we called archiver. So basically, our restore process did not restore the replication slots, so we need to add those back. So I'm going to be using the command pgcreate physical replication slots for both. And now if we check the status of the archiver, we see it was having that error because the archiver slot did not exist. But now it's switched to timeline 7 and it is in sync. If we look at the directory, it's recording the timeline shift here. And if we look at the replica, again, we see it's receiving the fatal error, could not start while streaming, because the replication slot did not exist from where we restored the master, but then as soon as we added back, started streaming wall from primary. And lastly, let's do a log switch. Again, if you're using less than 10, this would be switch xlog. But we'll do a log switch, which was recorded. And we can look at the archive directory as well. Just to confirm, it did archive it, and now we're working on number 22, and it's listed as the partial one. So that's how you do a restore when you're streaming wall files using pgreceivewal, as well as working with replication slots. I hope this has been helpful. If you want the commands used in this tutorial, be sure to visit the link in the description below. If you want to receive additional content and tutorials, please visit scalingpostgres.com and sign up. Thanks.